This story is for education. We reject hate and violence. Imagine the night sky. It looks calm, endless, and full of light. You stand under it, small, quiet, and curious. You feel that strange, deep question rising inside. Where did all this come from? That question was the beginning of one of the greatest stories in science, the story of Stephen Hawking and his search to understand the universe. He was born in England in 1942, during a time of war. His parents believed in knowledge more than wealth. Their small home was full of books, music, and ideas. They often ate dinner with books open beside their plates. Learning was their favorite food. Stephen was a quiet, thoughtful child. He liked to build things, small models of airplanes and machines. Sometimes they broke, but he didn't mind. He said later, "I learned more when things went wrong." Let's learn a word, curious. It means wanting to know or learn something. Example, a curious person always asks questions. Stephen was deeply curious about life, about space, about everything. He went to good schools, but he was not always the top student. His teachers thought he was lazy, but he was simply bored. The lessons were too slow for his imagination. He loved numbers and puzzles. He loved the stars. He once said, "Looking at the stars made me feel both small and special." At home, he built a small telescope with his father. Through it, he saw the moon, quiet and white, and the stars shining like cold fire. He asked himself, what is out there, and how far does it go? That was the first time he wondered about the beginning of everything. He decided to study physics, the science of matter and energy, of how things move and interact. Let's learn a word, matter. It means everything that takes up space, like air, water, or metal. Example, the chair is made of matter. He went to the University of Oxford. The buildings were old, the walls covered with history. He was shy but bright. He joined small groups where students talked about space, time, and Einstein's theories. Sometimes they talked until morning. After Oxford, he moved to Cambridge, where he began to study cosmology, the science of the universe. Cosmology means the study of how the universe began and how it changes. Example, cosmology helps us understand stars and galaxies. At Cambridge, his curiosity grew even stronger. He wanted to know not only how the universe works, but how it started. He began to ask dangerous questions, questions that even great scientists had avoided. But then, at the age of 21, everything changed. His body started to weaken. He fell more often, spoke less clearly, and felt his hands tremble. At first, he thought it was stress. Then doctors told him the truth. He had a rare disease that would slowly take away his ability to move. They said he might live only a few years. Stephen went home silent. He stopped going to lectures. He stayed in his room, staring at the ceiling. The stars he loved seemed far away. But then he saw a boy in the hospital, younger, weaker, but still smiling. Stephen thought, if he can live like that, so can I. That was the moment his spirit woke up again. Let's learn a word, spirit. It means the energy or courage inside a person. Example, even when she lost, her spirit stayed strong. Stephen decided to waste no time. He said, "My disease taught me that life is precious." He began to study harder. He moved slowly, but his mind moved faster than ever. He started to work on the beginning of the universe, the Big Bang. Scientists said it was the moment when time and space began. But Stephen wanted to know what was before the Big Bang. Was there even a before? He imagined the universe as a story, one with a beginning, but maybe no clear start. He said time itself could have been born in that moment. Before the Big Bang, there was no time at all. Let's learn another word, beginning. It means the start of something. Example, every story has a beginning. For Stephen, the universe's beginning was the biggest mystery of all. His body became weaker, but his thoughts became more powerful. He said, "My body might be limited, but my mind is free." He began to see physics not just as numbers, but as a language that could describe creation itself. He imagined time as something that could bend and curve, not just move in a straight line. He said time and space were connected, like threads in a great fabric. Let's learn a word, bend. It means to curve or change shape. Example, the wind bends the tree branches. Time can bend too, near something very heavy, like a star or a black hole. He worked long nights, writing equations in his head. He could not hold a pen for long, so he used his mind like a blackboard. Reflective pause. He said, "Sometimes I see the universe moving inside my mind like a dance of light." Stephen began to think about black holes, the most mysterious objects in space. A black hole is a place where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape, not even light. Let's learn a word, gravity. It means the force that pulls things towards each other. Example, gravity keeps our feet on the ground. Scientists thought black holes were like cosmic traps. Everything falls in, nothing comes out. They were the end of time, the edge of knowledge. But Stephen asked, are they really the end? Or could they be a doorway? He began to study what happens to time near a black hole. He found that as you approach one, time slows down. To someone watching from far away, it looks like time stops. Imagine that, standing near something so powerful that even time freezes. He realized that if he could understand black holes, he could understand the beginning of the universe too. Because both, the black hole and the Big Bang, are places where the rules of time and space break down. Let's learn a new word, limit. It means the point where something cannot go further. Example, every person has a limit of strength. Stephen lived close to his limits, both in science and in life. He worked, thought, and dreamed without rest. Even as his voice grew weaker, he smiled often. His humor became famous. Once a friend asked him, "Stephen, why are you always laughing?" He said, "Because the universe is too interesting not to." But one night, he had a dream. In the dream, he was floating through space. Stars passed by, glowing softly. Suddenly, everything around him began to pull, strong, invisible, silent. He was falling into darkness. He tried to move, but light disappeared. He woke up shaking. The dream stayed with him. He began to think, what if that dream was not just a dream? What if space itself had such holes pulling light and time inside them? And so he began his greatest work, to understand what really happens inside a black hole. He imagined tiny particles near the edge of it, little flashes of energy that appear and disappear. Scientists called them quantum particles. They are too small to see, but they exist everywhere in space. Let's learn a word: particle. It means a very small piece of something. Example, a particle of dust floats in sunlight. Stephen thought if a pair of particles appears near a black hole, one might fall in and the other escape. The one that escapes would carry a bit of energy away. And that means the black hole would lose a tiny bit of its mass. He realized something no one had seen before. Black holes are not completely black. They can give off a faint glow of energy. He called it Hawking radiation. Let's learn a word: radiation. It means energy that moves as waves or tiny particles. Example, the sun gives us light and warmth through radiation. This idea changed science. Until then, everyone thought black holes could only take, never give. But Stephen showed that even the darkest objects could shine, even if only a little. He said black holes are not eternal, they can die. That shocked the scientific world. Some scientists laughed, others said it was impossible. But Stephen stayed calm. He trusted his math. He knew time would prove him right. He began to lecture around the world. His body was weak, but his mind spoke with strength. He used his computer to form words, one by one, through a small movement in his cheek. The voice was robotic, but the message was full of soul. When he said, "Nothing lasts forever, not even black holes," people went silent. Life reflection. Even darkness gives light when you look deeply enough. His discovery of Hawking radiation made him famous, but fame was never his goal. He cared about understanding. He wanted people to feel what he felt, that the universe is not cold, but full of wonder. Let's learn a word: wonder. It means a feeling of surprise and admiration. Example, the child looked at the stars in wonder. Stephen said, remember to stay curious and full of wonder. He connected two great worlds of science, relativity and quantum mechanics, through his discovery. It was like joining the ocean and the sky with one horizon. But his health kept changing. He lost his voice completely. Doctors said he would never speak again. For a while, silence surrounded him. Then technology gave him a new voice, one made of computers, but filled with life. He said, "I lost my voice, but I found another way to speak." Through that voice, he wrote books, gave lectures, and shared his ideas with millions. His most famous book, A Brief History of Time, made complex ideas simple enough for anyone to feel. He explained the universe not just with science, but with humanity. He said, "We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a small planet, but we can understand the universe, and that makes us special." And that understanding was about to go even further, to the shape of the universe itself. Let's learn the word energy. It means the power that makes things move or change. Example, the wind gives energy to the sails. He compared the birth of the universe to a wave rising from the sea. The wave has no sharp beginning. It just grows and becomes. In the same way, time and space may have simply unfolded. His theory was not only scientific, it was poetic. It said creation is not a single event, but a natural process. The universe doesn't need permission to exist. It exists because existence is part of its nature. Let's learn the word create. It means to make something new. Example: artists create paintings. The universe created itself through its own laws. Stephen's idea changed how we think about time. He said, asking what came before the Big Bang is like asking what's north of the North Pole. That sentence became famous, a simple image for a complex truth. He worked with another scientist, James Hartle, to turn this idea into mathematics. Together, they showed that the universe might have no boundary in time. It could bend and close smoothly, just as space does on a sphere. Let's learn another word: surface. It means the outer layer of something. Example: the surface of water reflects the sun. Stephen said, space and time form a smooth surface that connects everything. He believed that if we could see the universe as a whole, we would find beauty, not chaos. He said, the universe is not random. It follows elegant laws. He also said, we are the universe becoming aware of itself. That means we are part of the story, not just observers. When we think, wonder, and dream, the universe is looking back at itself through us. Let's learn a new word: aware. It means to know or notice something. Example: be aware of your surroundings. Stephen said, awareness makes us special. It connects us to the stars. Life reflection. We are not outside the universe. We are inside it, made from the same light and dust. Even as his body grew weaker, his mind roamed freely. He could not move his hands or legs, but his imagination traveled through space and time. He said, my mind is my universe. Let's learn a word: roam. It means to move or travel without direction. Example: wild horses roam across the plains. Stephen's thoughts roamed through space and time. He continued to teach and write. His book, A Brief History of Time,
became one of the most read science books in history. It opened minds and hearts, showing that science could be poetic, emotional, and full of wonder. Students from around the world came to hear him speak. Some cried after meeting him. They said, "He showed us that limits are not real." Let's learn the word limit. It means a point where something stops. Example: the runner pushed past his limit. Stephen taught that knowledge and courage can move beyond any limit. He became a symbol of human strength. A man who could not move had moved the world. His story became a light for those who felt small or afraid. He once said, "Be curious, and however hard life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at." Let's learn the word curious. It means wanting to know more. Example: the curious child opened every box. Stephen's curiosity never ended. Life reflection. Curiosity is stronger than fear. It keeps us moving, even when life stands still.
He spoke about the future too. He warned that we must care for our planet. He dreamed that humans would explore other worlds. He believed in progress, in kindness, in hope. Let's learn a new word: hope. It means believing good things can happen. Example: she waited with hope for a better day. Stephen's hope reached beyond the stars. His computer voice became iconic, a soft, slow sound that carried great meaning. Children imitated it, not to mock him, but to feel close to his courage. He loved humor. Once he said, life would be tragic if it weren't funny. His laughter reminded people that even in pain, joy is possible. Let's learn a word: joy. It means great happiness. Example: the baby laughed with joy. For Stephen, thinking was joy, pure and endless. He also said, "We are all time travelers, journeying together into the future." That was his way of saying, we share this moment, all of us, moving through time side by side. Let's take the word travel. It means to go from one place to another. They travel across the world to learn. Stephen traveled through time with his ideas, and he took us along. His health grew fragile, but his spirit stayed bright. He kept teaching until the end, surrounded by students, family, and light. He said, "It would not be much of a universe if it wasn't home to the people you love." Life reflection. Even the greatest mind needs love to stay alive. When people asked him what he thought about death, he said, "I am in no hurry to die. I have too much to learn." softly. Those words made everyone smile and cry. On a quiet morning in 2018, Stephen Hawking's journey through time came to rest. But his ideas did not stop. They continued to move through you, through me, through everyone who looks up and asks, why? After all this, one truth remained. The human mind is stronger than any limit. Curiosity is brighter than fear, and even the darkest night is full of stars. Let's remember some of the words we learned together. Curious, universe, spirit, boundary, energy, create, wonder, limit, aware, joy, travel. Each one is a small light, a piece of understanding. Stephen once said, "The universe is full of miracles, but we must have eyes to see them." Softly, hopeful. So look up, my friend. Start living, not just existing. Focus on your time. Take action. Keep asking questions. The stars above you were once dust, and so were we. But look what dust can become. Life reflection. Every beginning is just another step in a greater story. Your story is just beginning. Smiles warmly. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe. The next story will surprise you. Please like this video, share it, and tell me in the comments what story of science or discovery you want next. Together, we will keep exploring the universe, one word, one star, one dream at a time. Softly, the end and the beginning.